Hey, welcome to Lisa's Real Spill. Y'all know what we do over here. We just keep it real. Okay? Listen, please like, share, subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Make sure it says all so that when I go live, you will get notified. Hey, what's wrong with my thing? You will get notified. What's wrong with my. Oh boy, my thing is acting up for some reason. Yes, what's going on, good people? I'm trying to check my thing for some reason. It ain't. My thing is not showing up like it should be. I don't know why, but what is going on? I hope that everybody can hear me. I hope that everyone can hear me. I hope that everyone can hear me. Hear me, hear me. Let me check something out, y'all. Let me get my daughter to check something out. Hey, daughter, you got your phone? Where's up here? No, I want you to check and see if I'm live, and I want you to check to see if you can hear me and everything because my thing not coming up. My what's the name not coming up for me. My what is it called? My avatar thing. When you turn the camera off, it's not coming up. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. It's black, but you can hear it's not coming up. Oh, okay. I wonder why it's not coming up though. That's weird, ain't it? You can hear me and everything though, right? Yes. Okay. So, what's going on, everybody? I hope everybody's doing well on today. As for me, I'm doing well. If the screen might be black, y'all. I don't know why my thing not coming up. That usually be on the screen, but you can hear me and everything. Um, but yeah, I hope everybody's doing well. Please like, share, and subscribe. And we're gonna go right into it because I'm not gonna keep y'all on. On today, we're gonna talk about reflecting. Okay? Reflecting. I don't know how many people do that, but we should. We should do some reflecting. We should always sit down, get a pencil and piece of paper, and reflect on what's going on with self, right? What are some of the things that we're doing in our life? What are some of the things we're not doing? Are we evolving and elevating, right? That's so we can make sure that we are leveling up, you know, and not staying stuck and stagnated, not staying in one place, right? Because as long as you're living, you should always be evolving and elevating. You understand what I'm saying? That goes without saying. So, I don't know. Hi, Angie. How are you? Thanks for tapping in with me. I don't know how many people do that, do some reflecting, but I think it's very important. I'm glad that I tapped into that and I started doing it because it changed my life in a lot of ways. It really did. Um, it it allowed me to like keep up with myself, right? It allowed me to keep up with myself in so many ways when I do some reflecting. Like I sit down, I pay attention to my attitude, how my attitude how's my attitude doing? Because sometimes we don't recognize certain things until somebody say something to us, right? And then some of us don't want to recognize it then. You understand? We don't. Somebody say, well, Lisa, you got a nasty attitude. I'll be like, what? I'm just using that for an example. What? Girl, I ain't got no nasty attitude. And I go on with my day. But at the end of the day, if you do some reflecting and you be honest with it, like really honest with yourself about it, you will pay attention to the things that you're doing in your life. If your attitude is nasty, because let's be clear about something. If there's numerous of people telling you your attitude is nasty, 9 times out of 10 your attitude is nasty, right? It's a difference when maybe one or two people saying it to you, right? And you doubt it, But if people keep saying to you, you got a nasty attitude, you might want to do some reflecting, because 9 times out of 10 you probably got a nasty attitude. You know what I'm saying? But some people brush it off. Stop brushing it off. Sit down and do some reflecting over your life, because it helps you to keep up with you. You understand what I mean? And so that's one of the things that I started doing, and I'm really glad that I tapped into it, because it allows me to stay on top of myself. It lets me know which way I'm going in life. Because sometimes some of us, we just be moving, right? We just be moving and going with the flow. But at the end of the day, you really need to pay attention to which way you're going and exactly what you're doing. Because some of us don't pay attention to that. We don't pay attention to what we really out here doing. So that's one of the reasons why I really wanted to touch on that, because it really changed my life by doing some reflecting. I write it down, and what I do is I put down the things that I need to pay attention to, that I need to reflect on, which is my attitude, how I treat people, how I let people treat me. You see what I'm saying? Because sometimes we let people do certain things to us and we brush it off. And it shouldn't be like that. Like I always say, you gotta set boundaries with people. And so that's why I sit down now and I do some reflecting in my life, because sometimes I be letting people get away with stuff that I shouldn't let them get away with. So it's really helping me to stay on top of myself and to keep going in the right direction and not getting stuck and stagnated. That is so important. A lot of us, some of us, we know how to talk about other people, but when it comes to self, we don't know how to stay on top of self. And so that's something that we all should work on, is learning how to stay on top of our own shit. Because we good at talking about other people. We good at that. We good at talking, like talking about other people, period. Whether it's good or bad. We are used to doing that type of shit. But I wonder how many of you can talk about yourself at the end of the day. How many of you can actually have a conversation without talking about somebody else? Just talking about you. I wonder how many of you could do that. And be honest with yourself. Don't just be saying, oh, I can do that. But be honest with yourself. Do you do it? Because if you're not a person who do that type of stuff in your everyday life, 9 times out of 10, you're somebody who's going to have a hard time talking about you, because you're so used to talking about somebody else. I know so many people like that they focus more on talking about somebody else, but they can't talk about themselves. And you want me to tell you what made me become comfortable in my skin with myself? What made me love myself even more? Talking about myself, learning to talk about me, being open and honest about me, and what's went on in my life. That is something that really got me on point with me. Is being able to talk about me. Just think about it. A lot of people can't do it. A lot of people cannot talk about themselves because they are so wrapped up in talking about other people. And they so wrapped up in it, it's hard for them to talk about themselves. And that's something that we need to work on. Talking about you and your shit instead of talking about somebody else and what they got going on. But a lot of us do it. A lot of you do it. Always talking about somebody else. You know? Some of you don't think about how you make somebody else feel. Right? You don't think about the fact that you might be hurting somebody else's feelings. Some of us don't even think about all that. We just run out our mouth about somebody else. But at the end of the day, I wonder if you can talk about your own shit. See, I always say, I'm a firm believer. If I can talk about somebody else, I should be able to talk about me. Talk about my own shit. And I can do that. I'm better now at talking about me and my stuff than talking about somebody else. But a lot of us do it. Don't get it twisted or messed up. A lot of you do it. Because you are ashamed to talk about you and what you got going on. Some of you want to hide what you got going on. You don't want to open up and talk about your own stuff because you are ashamed of yourself. Some of you are ashamed of yourself. You are ashamed of the things you have been through in your life. You know, because some of you have been through trauma. Some of you have been through maybe domestic violence, maybe SA, you know, and some of you are ashamed to talk about those things, open up and be honest about those things. So what do? You spend more time talking about other people. When at the end of the day, you need to learn how to talk about yourself and what you got going on. See, that's how we heal. We heal by talking about our own self. That's how you heal yourself. Because you talk about, and you don't necessarily have to talk about what's going on with you to other people. You don't have to talk about things out loud. You can do it quietly. You can actually talk about yourself and the things that you've been through quietly. Okay? And still heal. And still heal. Believe that. Yeah. You ain't got to be out there. You ain't got to come on social media talking about what happened with you and you know, and things like that, unless that's what you're ready for. You know, if that's what you're ready for, then you can do that because that will help other people too. When you open up about things that has happened to you in your life, you also can help other people by you talking about the thing where you've been at in your life. You understand? But that's only if you're ready for that. But you can heal quietly by talking to yourself about you and where you've been at in your life. That's a very important place to start at. It's just talking about you quietly, you know, opening up to yourself about where you've been at in your life, the things that has happened to you in your life. I stand in the mirror sometimes and talk about my shit, but I'm to a point now in my life where I can open up and talk to people about me, and I'm okay with that. I don't care about what you think about me, okay? Because what matters is what I think and what I feel about me. That's what matters. And I'm to a point in my life where so I am comfortable with talking about me. I can do that. And I'm okay with it. But you don't have to start out like that. You can start your healing quietly with yourself. And one way I did mine is I sat and looked in the mirror and I talked about things I had went through, things people had done to about things people had done to me and everything. That was a part of my healing. I did it quietly, talking to myself in the mirror. But one thing you have to do is be open and honest. When you're doing it like that, you have to be open and honest. Okay? Because if you don't, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. If you try to cover up, you know, if you try to tell little bits and pieces of the story and stuff like that, your healing is not going to, it's not going to happen. You have to be honest about everything. When you're standing in that mirror, you're talking to yourself, you have to be honest about everything. If you feel like crying, you cry. If you feel angry, be angry. It's okay. You got to trust the process while you're going through it. Trust the process. And you're going to find that you're going to start to feel better. The more you do it, the more you're going to start to feel better with you. That's how you're going to know that the process is working. But if you're not being open and honest about everything when you're standing in that mirror talking to yourself, the process is not going to work. And even if you're feeling some type of way, trust the process. That's where the healing happens, is when you're trusting the process of what you've been through. When you're telling your story to yourself, just trust the process. If you want to cry, cry. If you get angry, get angry. If you got to take a break, take a break. And come back to it. But trust the process. Because that's where the miracle happened at. Like, seriously. And you will start to notice that you'll start to feel better with yourself. You'll start to feel good about yourself. And you'll see change happening. See, some people think that in order for them to heal, they have to tell the world what they've been through and what happened to them and stuff like that. No, you don't have to start out like that in order for you to heal. You don't have to start out like that. And so, excuse me. And so, that's something I just wanted to touch on today is, reflecting. Reflecting is a strong thing. And a lot of people don't like to do it because you have to, talk about some things and you have to be honest with yourself. You really do when you're reflecting, because that's another process that you have to deal with. But you have to be open and honest about it when you're doing it. Because if you take and you like cutting corners and shit and not telling the whole story, not putting the whole story out there, telling yourself the whole story of what really happened, you're going to stunt the healing. It's not going to happen. But as long as you be open and honest through anything that you do for yourself, as far as the reflecting part, as far as telling your story to yourself, long as you be open and honest with yourself, you will see progress. And trust the process that's happening. Even if you get upset or it makes you mad or it makes you cry, that's okay. Take time out and cry and then go back to it. Go back to it. It's going to make a big difference in your life. And I think, see, that's the problem with a lot of us, is that we need healing. A lot of us need healing. We do. Some of us, so many of us are broken and damaged, and we really need healing. But then you got some people who won't trust the process. They won't just go through it. They won't do it. I think some people are just scared. You know, they scared of being open and honest about what they've been through in their life. Because some people have been through stuff, and it's not a good thing. The story don't sound good at all. You know what I mean? Okay, it's okay. It's okay. But if you trust yourself and you just tell the story like it happened, you're gonna find yourself healing. You're gonna start to feel the change and stuff that's gonna come. You really will. So that was something I really want to talk about today, y'all. It just came to my mind. Well, I was doing some reflecting last night, matter of fact, and I said, that's something I can talk about today, reflecting, because some people don't do it. Some people are scared to mess with stuff like that when you shouldn't be, because those things make you feel better. It really do. When you get to a point where you get all that stuff out of you, right? You talk about it. You stand in the mirror, you talk about it all, and you tell it all. You know, no matter how it makes you feel, you tell all of it. You're going to find that once you do it and you trust the process, you're going to be able to breathe. You're going to be like, oh, you're going to be like, you just want to exhale. I'm telling you. And you're going to feel better. You're going to feel better. You really will. But I don't know. The world is so jacked up, and we got so many people that's jacked up. And for some reason, some of us don't focus on ourselves. When it comes to doing that, a lot of us get scared. We get scared and we get nervous. So, can't do that. You got to go in that thing, and you just got to be open and honest to yourself. And trust the process. That's all. Yeah, that was just something I wanted to touch on today. I was on IG. Was it IG or YouTube? One of them. I ran across a video, and the guy was doing a reaction to it, something like a reaction to the thing, and he said, before you get married, watch this. And so the man was telling his daughter and her fiance, was he ready for her? For richer or for poor? For sickness and health? He said, are you ready for her if she has to get her breasts removed to save her life? Are you, oh man, he went deep with that thing, right? He went deep with it. I was like, wow. But you know what? I understood it all. I understood it all, because some of these people jump into these marriages and they don't be ready. They don't be ready. Not only they don't be ready, they when shit get tough, they want to roll out. They ready to bounce when things get rough, And you gotta go into your marriage saying, this the one for me. and we're gonna make it. We're gonna rock out. We're gonna rock out with each other. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's how you gotta go into your marriage. You can't go into your marriage half-assing it. And what I mean by that is that you don't want to go into a marriage where as though you're not going to take that man or take that woman, you know, uh, you you know, you don't want to look at them and not want to be there for them no matter what happened. You supposed to want to be there for them. He's supposed to be there for her, whether she, sick or well, whether she's if something happens and her mind is not right or not like it used to be, you're supposed to stay there for her and vice versa. If something happens with your husband, you're supposed to stay there with him. And a lot of times, for some reason, people not ready for that. They not ready for that. They jump into the marriage because they want to be married. They want to, they want to show everybody, I'm married. I just got married. But at the end of the day, they don't be willing to stand 10 toes down with that marriage, no matter what happened. See, some of them get in the marriage, and when they hit a rough time, they ready to roll out. They ready to roll out. They are ready to roll out. And that's bad. That's bad. You gotta be there. You gotta be there for your husband or for your wife, no matter what the deal is. You gotta be there for him. Now, if she cheating or if he cheating, then that's a whole nother story now. That's a whole nother story. But as far as anything else, whether y'all having rough times or good times, don't just be there when you're having a good time. Be there when the rough times come too. You see what I'm saying? You're supposed to be there no matter what. Once y'all lock it down, and we all become husband and wife, y'all are one. Once you become husband and wife, you are one. Okay? And you're supposed to be there for each other no matter what happened. If he takes sick, she's supposed to be right there. And vice versa. And if you're not somebody that's willing to do that for your mate, then you need to get out of it. Don't marry somebody knowing that you don't have your heart in it like that. Because they may have their heart in it for you like that. But if you don't have your heart in it for them, don't marry them. And let them know that. Let them know, say, listen, I don't know if my heart is into this like I thought it was. Let that person know that. Don't be locking somebody down and you're not really there for them like that. You're not really into them like that. That's not fair. Because that person might be into you like that. All I'm saying is that if you're going to get with somebody and you're going to marry them, be there for them through the thick and the thin. With the good times and the bad times. Be there. And if any of you feeling like you can't do that, then you need to let them know. Because it's not fair. It's not fair. I think that's why we be getting so many divorces, is because people don't be ready. They don't be ready. They say they are until they lock it down. And once they lock it down, then they start doing all kinds of crazy shit. Yeah. I came on here early today, didn't I? I usually come on late night. I ain't gonna stay on here long. I've been on here 30 minutes already. Wow. It don't even seem like I've been on here 30 minutes. Yeah, I like coming on here talking to y'all. I just don't like coming on here if I'm talking about bullshit. You know, I like to come on here and talk with y'all about real shit. You know, life, some real stuff. That's why it's called Lisa's Real Spill, because I like talking about real stuff. hmm I don't like coming on here gossiping, you know, and talking about stuff that ain't really going, it ain't going to benefit you. I like talking about shit that's going to benefit people. I got so much knowledge and wisdom. So when I come on here, I like to share it with y'all. Share some of my knowledge and wisdom with y'all. I don't like coming on here just gossiping. Because it ain't going to do nothing for you. That ain't going to help you out. That ain't going to do nothing for you. Me just coming on here gossiping, what that's going to do for you? Nothing. That ain't going to do nothing. I was eating me a yogurt, some yogurt. But I do like to come on here and give y'all some wisdom and knowledge, Because y'all get enough of uh, gossiping, what they call it, people talking about the celebrities and all that bull crap. Y'all get enough of that. For real. I like to talk about stuff that's going to help you, something that's going to help you in your life. Stuff that's going to make you a better person. Yeah, make you a better person. And when you leave my life, I like for a person to feel good. You know, try to make a person feel good about themselves once they leave my life. You know, like seriously. Because we got enough of the bullshit going on in the world. We need stuff that's going to lift your energy up. You know, that's going to really lift your energy up and make you feel good about you. Because so many people are walking around feeling bad about themselves. Like, seriously. So many people are walking around with low energy and they just don't feel good about themselves at all. Some people have lost jobs and they don't know how they're going to make ends meet and different things like that. So I try to talk about stuff that, that can change your life, like healing. You know what I mean? Things like healing, motivation, because some of us need that. We really do. We really need that. And I'm here for it. I'm telling you now. I like for people to feel good about themselves. Yep. I hope I'm not smacking. If I am, please forgive me. Hmm. Please forgive me. Yes, indeed. I'm eating my little yogurt and it tastes pretty good. But yeah, it's never too late to change your life. Don't ever feel like it's too late to change your life because it's never too late. As long as God put breath in your body and you wake up, it's never too late for you to change your life. Okay? If you're somebody and you feel like you're not a very good person, it's okay. It's okay because let me tell you something. For people who think they're not very good people, something happened in your life that put you there. Huh? Think about that. Something happened in your life that put you there. Whether your mother and father wasn't good to you or they weren't there for you, something happened that made you a not so, good person, or made you feel like you weren't a good person. Okay? And that's okay. You can heal from that. You can heal from that. Don't get discouraged and don't ever feel like it's too late. You know, it's not. As long as you still living and breathing, you can heal from those things. You can change yourself as a person. Hmm. Yeah, you can. And one thing I like is I love to see people change and become better people. I love it. Hmm. I sure do. I love to see people change. Hmm. Yes, indeed, I do. I love it because it proves my point. When people heal and they change their life, it proves what I'm saying to be right. It's never too late for you to heal. It's never too late for you to change and become a better person. It's never too late. Yep. All you got to do is put the work in. That's all. Yep. Put the work in. Oh, yeah. And things will definitely start to happen. Hmm. It's never too late. That's right. Hmm. But some people be really feeling like that. like it's too late. You know, when they get a certain age, they feel like it's too late for me to be doing this and doing that. No, it's not. No, it's not. Mm-mm. No, it's not either. And you know what? At the end of the day, we gotta stop feeling like that. We gotta stop feeling like we don't deserve the best. Because some people do feel like that. I talk to a lot of people that be feeling like that. Like they don't deserve the best. You deserve everything and then some. Okay? Don't get it twisted or messed up. You deserve everything and then some. I done had so many things that done happen in my life, you know, especially when it comes to my family. You know, and family can really break you down. When it comes to your family, they can really break you down and make you feel like shit. Like, seriously. But you know what? You have to bounce back. You have to bounce back. Because a lot of times, family try to hurt you because they hurt. Because they broken. Because they damaged. Right? Excuse me. And they ain't never took the time out to try to fix themselves. So what do? They try to break you down. They try to break you down, try to make you feel less than. And when it comes to family, we love family so much. That's why it hurts so much when they do things to us. That's why we be so hurt because they family and we love them. You see what I'm saying? We love them, but at some point, you gotta set your boundaries and you gotta stand on them. That's what I just did here lately. I cut off a lot of people, even one of my children, and I don't have a problem with it. I did all I could do for my child. Okay, I even helped him with his children, raising his kids. Oh yeah, and every time I turned around, he was giving me his ass to kiss. So at what point do you keep on allowing that to happen? You know, that's what I had to ask myself. That's where that reflecting come in at. That's where that reflecting come in at. I had to sit down and do some reflecting. I had to ask myself, at what point do you put your foot down and say, okay, enough is enough. Enough is enough. Yeah, you got to put your foot down at some point. You can't let people just continue to treat you like you are nobody or treat you like you trash. Uh-uh. Uh-uh. It don't work like that. It don't work like that. At some point, you got to put your foot down and you got to stand on business. Yep. And you got to let them know, I refuse to keep allowing you, to keep letting you treat me like I'm trash. I refuse. And that's what I did. If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. Always remember that. You got to stand for something because if you don't, you'll fall for anything. So after I did my reflecting, I was ready to take a stand. I was ready to stand on business, and that's what I did. Still love them. I still love all those family members that I done cut off. I still love them. But they won't get a chance to treat me like I'm the scum of the earth. They won't get another chance to treat me like I'm trash. That's over with. Yeah, that's over for me. Yeah, you can't keep letting people do that to you. Because if you do, they'll keep doing it. They will keep doing it. Trust and believe me. They will keep doing it if you allow them to. At some point, you gotta put your motherfucking foot down and say enough is enough. See, when you do things like that, that means you love yourself. You get it? That means you loving yourself. When you start loving yourself, you don't let people treat you no any kind of way. When you finally take that grandstand and say enough is enough, and you start blocking and deleting numbers and all that good stuff, right? That means you loving yourself. You love yourself. You putting yourself first, and it's okay. It's okay. You should have been doing it. But hey, I always say, better late than never. Better late than never. Yeah. Always ride for yourself. I'm a firm believer in that. I ride for myself, even if I gotta ride alone. Even if I gotta ride alone, I ride for me. And nobody else gotta do it. Cause I'm gonna do it for my damn self. I'm gonna do it for myself. And that's how you have to look at things. You have to be willing to stand alone. Even if don't nobody else stand with you. You gotta be willing to stand alone. And that's where I'm at in my life. I don't give a damn if anybody stand with me. I will stand alone. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. And that's what some of us gotta learn. We gotta stop taking bullshit off of other people. We gotta stop letting other people drop their shit in our lap. You gotta start standing up for yourself. And letting people know enough is enough. Enough is enough. I'm not taking no more. Simple as that. Yep. And it ain't nothing wrong with that. It ain't nothing wrong with you standing up for yourself, standing on business, telling people who don't mean you no good, enough is enough. Enough is enough. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired now. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Because if you don't put your foot down, people will continue to run over top of you. I'm telling you, they will. Whether they family or not, they will continue to run over top of you. They will continue to treat you like dirt if you allow it. One of my sisters called last night, talked to my daughter, and she said, "Oh, tell your mother I love her." I said, "I love her too." And I left it at that, and I kept getting up because I know goddamn well she don't love me. She don't love me. See, the thing that people that hurt people don't get is that love don't hurt. See, they gotta learn that first. They gotta learn that love don't hurt. You can tell a person you love them, but if you turning around and you hurting that person, you don't love that person because love doesn't hurt. It don't hurt, you know. And so people like them have to learn that love don't hurt. See, they ain't never been with somebody who loved them. They ain't never had somebody around them that really loved them. And they ain't never loved themselves. Let's start there. They ain't never loved themselves. That's why they sling that I love you shit around. But they don't really mean it. Because they'll turn right around and do something to try to hurt me. So you know goddamn well they don't love me. But that's not how love go. If a person love you, they not gonna be trying to hurt you. And that's just real shit. If a person really love you, they are not going to do things to hurt you. But dealing with the people that I have dealt with, they don't love themselves. They ain't never loved themselves. They think they do, but they have never loved themselves. Because you cannot tell somebody you love them and then you turn around and put a knife in their back. You say, "I love you, sis," and you turn right around and talk about me like a damn dog. But you love me. And I asked her one day, I said, "How do you fix your mouth to say you love me?" Love is an action word, and love doesn't hurt. How do you say you love me and then turn around and do mean things to me? I had to ask her that because I didn't understand it. And of course, I knew she wasn't going to have an answer. I knew that. I knew that because I knew she wasn't going to have an answer because she's fucked up. She's a fucked up individual. So I knew she wasn't going to be able to answer that question. Any two time a motherfucker tell you they love you, and then they turn around, they put knives, not just one knife, but a few of them in your back. It's something wrong with that person. It is something wrong with that person. So when I asked her the question, I knew I wasn't going to get a decent answer. I knew that. I knew that. Because first of all, she doesn't love herself. She hasn't got to a point in her life where she has healed. Okay? She haven't got to that point. Yeah, she talk about God. And she throw the scriptures out there. A lot of people can do that. Doesn't mean that they are healed. That's a front. That's one of them fronts they use to try to make people think that they are right, that everything is good. That's just a front. But I know that she's not well. She's not well. And for some reason, she always wants to call. I don't call her because we have nothing in common and I don't have nothing to talk about with her. So I don't call. I don't. I'm sick and tired. I am sick and tired So it's time to cut them off. I done gave people like that chances over and over again. And they still haven't changed. They still trying to come after me. So, and that it's like I said, that's been over 20 years ago. And these people are still doing the same shit. So at what point, when do you say enough is enough? When do you make up your mind that enough is enough? Excuse me. At some point, you got to stand on business for yourself. Not so much as for other people. Excuse me. But you got to stand on business for yourself. Excuse me. Yeah, you got to stand on business for yourself. Because if you don't, nobody else will. If you don't stand on business for yourself, nobody else will stand on business for you. You got to do that shit for yourself. It's almost been an hour, y'all. I'm getting up off of here. I have so much that I could talk to y'all about. I'll be back on later on. Make sure you turn on your notification bell. Make sure it says all. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Some of y'all watch me, but you're not subscribed. Subscribe to the channel. If you like what I'm putting down, subscribe to the channel. I would love to have you. Okay? Please like, share, and all that good stuff. And I'll see y'all on the next one.